Hi, welcome back to Texture IT channel. In this session, we can discuss about the fundamental of the functional programming. Um, what are the different uh, policies of functional programming? What is the advantage of having the functional programming, and how we can implement the functional programming in Java? Okay, so let's start with the definition. So, functional programming is nothing but a declarative way of writing a code, so which need to follow some of these policies. So a functional programming need to be a pure functions, like whatever functions you have, you're going to implement, those need to be a pure functions. When I say pure function, the output of the function always should depend only on the input. There should not be any other factors that should be impacting the output of the function. Okay, and everything in the function should be immutable, like even if you are going to modify a collection, you need to take a copy of the collection and then change it. So everything should be immutable. And we call it as a class function because we treat everything as a function um, in the functional programming. Like when I am creating a thread object, instead of giving the reference of a runnable or callable, I am passing a function here, right? So everything I am treating as a function in the functional programming. And higher order function means like a function can accept a number of parameter as a function. Also it can return the function. It can return a function. Okay, so there is no limitation on that. So that is why we call as a higher order function. Like here I'm passing a function as a parameter to the another function, right? So yeah, so there is no limitation, like I can pass a number of function as a parameter to a function. So these are the different policies of the functional programming. So what is the advantage of having these policies, right? What is the advantage of having the functional programming? One of the major advantages, um, since it is a immutable, we can take advantage of multi-thread programming. We can run the program across the multiple cores. So both the concurrent programming and also the parallel processing programming is easily doable with a functional programming. So mostly in the big data world, when we are going to use the Spark APIs, if you implement the logic using the functional programming, then actually it is recommended to use the functional programming to implement the Spark APIs, because the Spark architecture itself work by processing your um, program across multiple cores. So yeah, that is a major advantage of having the functional programming. Like multi-threading is easily doable, and since everything is immutable, we are very safe with a functional programming. And the other advantage are, so since it's a declarative way of writing code, so finally you will be seeing, instead of writing a imperative code like step by step code, you will be having one line of code for doing multiple things, right? So uh, so mostly you will be telling the program, okay, what to do, rather than telling the program how to do. So that way, like, you are reducing the number of lines of code in your file. So that's another advantage. And um, and one more advantage is, like, since it's an independent, every function is independent, so it is easy to test that particular function. Like, you just need to pass a input and get a output and validate those output, right? So it's very easy to test. So these are the different advantage of having the functional programming. In the next session we can see how we can make use of these advantage, um, to implement the functional programming in Java world. Okay, so subscribe to my channel for the future updates. Okay, thank you, bye.